G'day, I'm Cadell Evans and you're watching Cycling Weekly.
Morning and welcome to this week's vlog. I'm currently in Denia in Spain and it's a little bit windy. I'm staying in this fancy hotel at this golf resort, but I'm not here to play golf. I'm here because it is the BMC team's winter training camp in December. Now, I'm here to try and give you a behind the scenes look at what they do at these camps, because it's a media day today and all the pro teams do this. They have their winter training camp, during which time on the rest day they usually arrange a media day where all the world's press, including Cycling Weekly and other big magazines and mainstream press as well, are invited to come along, see the riders ahead of the race season with all the new sponsors, all the new kit, all the new bikes, and also you get to see the new signings because they'll be here as well, so people who've moved from other teams. But I wanted to give you a sort of behind the scenes look and show you how this works. So something that's quite strange is this is actually one of the few times of the year where the whole team is in one place. Normally they're all off at different races, or some are back in the service course base camp, which in BMC's case I believe is in Belgium, even though they're an American/Swiss team. And everyone's here, so the soigneurs, the coaching staff, the mechanics, the sports directors, the whole team staff are all here, and all the riders as well. So it's unusual for them all to be in one place. The riders are here to train, but also it's sort of a bonding thing for everyone to meet each other. But they do lots of other sort of housekeeping jobs as well. So they get the team photo done, those rider shots that you see, where it's like on the website or the pro cycling website, where you have the portrait rider of them sort of crossing their arms and in their jersey and stuff. There's their profile photo. They're usually done at these camps as well, and the riders get to sort of test out their new kit, and they get given all their new kit usually as well here. So it doesn't usually get posted to them in some big mail order parcel for Christmas time. They come to the training camp and collect it, and they collect their new bikes and things like that as well. So yeah, it's not just for show, it serves a lot of purposes. They try and kill a lot of birds with one stone at these camps.
Thank you for joining us here in Denia, Spain. The congregation of our 24 athletes here, and they love always to sit together. You know, that's one of their things, you know, to sit together.
Dennis proved too good. Coming out on top, 58 seconds clear of Durbridge to take the win.
From now on, Dennis, class act, the previous statement. Only Contador in our scene can do this, but the Australian from BMC takes
I'm here with Daniel Green in the lobby of the hotel here where BMC is staying. So Daniel, what do you do for the team?
So I'm a trainer and also the head of performance analysis. So I do a lot of work looking at analysing the data we have for the riders and trying to make sure that they're in peak condition, but also looking to maximise and optimise their performance across the races that they're doing during the season.
Cool. And so are you a one-man operation, or are there other guys that you work with and do this?
We have a pretty core little group within the performance team, which is David Bailey, Marco Pinotti and myself. And we work together pretty closely on all these sort of things. But in terms of the performance analysis work, I'm doing most of that sort of things on my own. Yes.
Okay, and when you come to the pre-season training camp here in December, what are your sort of main things you're looking to do with the riders, and what other things are you working on?
Yeah, so the main things we're doing at the training camp now is it's setting the riders up for the whole year. So, you know, things like we bring on board new sponsors, so we're using new products this year, such as the Garmin head units. So it's making sure that the riders are all set up on those. We're fully moving across to a new training quantification platform this year, which is today's plan. So we're making sure all the riders are all set up and know what they're doing in those respects. But also from a training perspective, sitting down and making sure the riders have a clear objective of what the goals are for the year, the direction we want to take them for the year, and basically making sure that they're well informed of that sort of stuff.
There's a really nice company, really good product, and to perform at the top level like we are with BMC, it's really nice to get support by this kind of company.
So you can see all the riders doing their things where they go, oh, I'm using these shoes because they're the greatest shoes in the world, and doing the little sort of pieces to camera to please the sort of sponsors that sponsor the team. So there's that sort of all going on as well, all these little bits where you say, oh, these helmets are the greatest helmets in the world. That sort of stuff goes on in the training camps as well. They get that done because the sponsors are here, the media's here, the team sort of media people are here as well.
That was like shorter.
Let me check.
Because I feel like I'm driving a chopper hard.
Yeah. Let me look if we have them.
So how are you finding the transition to like the new bikes and stuff? It's obviously coming from a different team. It's all pretty new. I mean,
yeah, this is all new, fresh, exciting, and so far I'm really happy. You know, everyone in the whole BMC racing team's been really welcoming. We're super impressed with the professionalism of everything, and I'm looking forward to getting started next year.
So big change. I've noticed all the bikes have got discs on now. So I mean, is that something new for you, or?
Yeah, the disc brakes on the road bikes is completely new for me. It's not something I've ever tried in the past, so yeah, I've had just a couple of sneaky rides on this bike, just getting a feel for it, and so far I'm really impressed.
Yeah, so the teams always come to sort of places like Calpe and Spain, and in this case Denia, in January and December, because the perception is that the weather here is going to be good. However, last year it was horrific. I was here and it was snowing, and which was unheard of for the area really. It was quite a rare thing, and it was 0 degrees, and it was awful. I remember staying in the same hotel as FDJ, and they were all in a room in the hotel on turbos doing a mass turbo session. And this year the weather's not that great either. It's not too bad. It's about 12 degrees right now, but you can see it's pretty windy and pretty grey, and it's sort of trying to rain. It's interesting because we might start to see some of the pro teams heading further south still, and we might start seeing a few more teams going to places like Lanzarote and Tenerife, which are a bit logistically harder to get to, but the weather is more consistent down there. A lot of the time when the riders come here, they're testing the new equipment and bikes out for the first time, and BMC right now going through a bit of a transition, as is a lot of the pro peloton, because all the bikes that the riders are out on is disc brake equipped bikes. It's quite interesting to see that there's still some supply issues from Shimano, so that they haven't actually got the new disc brakes, the new disc rotors on the bikes. They've only got the older style rotors, but they have got the new shifters and chain sets, and they're using the new Shimano power meter as well. Do the guys love tiramisu? Is that one of their favourite things?
The guys, I think everybody loves tiramisu.
That's true, that's true.
Particularly this tiramisu.
Tiramisu's got coffee in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well that explains. It's performance enhancing. It's great. So how many chefs does the team have? Do you know?
Mirko and Hazel, just the two of them.
Okay, and do the pair of them often work together, or is one at one race and one at?
Yeah, one at one race, one at the other. And they'll have a program just like any other staff member would have.
So BMC is one of the bigger teams, and that means that when it comes to stay in a hotel, they bring their chefs, and their chefs take over a portion of the kitchen we've got here. So all the food that's being cooked for the team is being made by BMC's own chefs, which is pretty cool. So In terms of what they're eating, you might be quite interested to see it's all real food, I suppose is what you'd describe it as, and there's a very balanced diet. There's lots of carbs, there's fats, there's proteins, there's nothing strange and wacky going on. It's all usual healthy good stuff and balanced, lots of variation, lots of veg. What's your favourite food that they do, the chefs make?
Pasta and pizza. We are lucky to have two good chefs here, two Italian chefs. I think the Italians are famous for the good food. So.
For sure, yeah. You get stuck in and have some lunch before all the riders come and eat it all. So the riders have been out this morning and done a training ride on the rest day, and the next thing is they do a load of round table press conferences where it's a room where there's loads of journalists in there and they all get to ask questions sort of in turn to the riders. It's quite good in that it's quite efficient and a lot of journalists get to speak to the riders all at once. But the downside to round table kind of situations is that everybody gets all the same quotes, so it's not exclusive. And also in the modern age of internet and websites and stuff like that, there's then a mad rush to get those stories written from those quotes online before everyone else, and it becomes a race. So that can be, you know, quite hard work and in these occasions for journalists. So sometimes you see people complaining about spelling mistakes in articles and news pieces, and the reason is that a lot of our guys are absolute machines, but they're churning out stories so quickly because they're time sensitive because of the nature of how the quotes were obtained. And then the other thing that we do is individual interviews as well. Sometimes there is time for that. So what I'm going to do this time is I've managed to get some slots to shoot some little video segments with some of the riders, Greg Van Avermaet, Richie Port and Rowan Dennis, and I'm gonna show them some pictures of random stuff and just get them to say their first thing that pops into their head, their opinion on what the picture is. So I figured that this might be a slightly more entertaining way of trying to interview these guys than the sort of traditional thing, which is the standard questions that they always get asked all the time. This is one of the round table rooms where one of the riders will come there, and then this will be filled with journalists, and they'll all sit there and ask them loads of questions.
Richie, how are you feeling after quite a year, of course? You just came back in Japan. How are you feeling now?
I mean, it's been quite a long off season, I guess. When you stop halfway through the tour, it's quite a long off season. But I think physically, I'm quite good. Probably better than what I was this time last year. Yeah, it wasn't nice to have a crash like I had, but I think yeah, it's obviously the collarbone and everything. They're fine, and I'm ready to go again next season.
I think the crash was obviously very unlucky on a very tricky descent, but is there anything that you'd be looking to do differently in the approach to this year's tour following that?
No, not really. I mean, crashes are part of the sport, I guess, and there's not really anything you could do any different to avoid that. It's you know, obviously you don't want to have another crash like that. I guess that's the biggest thing.
Does it still play on your mind?
I mean, only human, of course it does. I think, you know, at the end of the day, it's quite a traumatic experience, so of course it's going to play a bit, but at the end of the day, you know, it's the job, isn't it? And you just got to get on with it.
The day after, you still have to say, yeah, I was able to go. Peter and Ollie were on the ground and didn't have any result. I was able to go to second place still. And this also, in the end of the year, made the calculation that I still won the World Tour. So it's sometimes racing is not going always like you want. Crashes, flat tires is part of the race. And I'm pretty proud that I tried to pick up and go as fast as possible still to the line and still make second. Rio for sure is going to be always my highlight of my career. But finally doing this classic period where I show off that I'm one of the best classic riders from the moment gives a lot of confidence, and this helps me again for the approach this year to be confident in myself. The team is confident in me, and it will be hard to reach the same results this year.
The hour record.
Yep.
Is it going to be on your radar again?
Not this year. Not until I think in my 30s. I think. I've got other things I want to do on the road first, and then maybe early 30s I'll like to have another go at it, maybe 2 more times. If it's possible to break it at sea level, then I want to go to altitude and try and make it unbreakable. But I think the main goal is to try and beat it at sea level to make it an even playing field with Bigger.
Yeah.
If I can't, so be it. I don't really have a favourite. Every year I seem to go well in a different one. But one I'd say, or two I'd say I'm fairly consistent whenever I'm there is California or Tour Down Under. Those two races I seem to be fairly good at, no matter what my condition is or what my preparation is later in the season or what my big targets are. Hometown, obviously, Tour Down Under is special, but I think California is a little bit different to Europe, and it's just a little bit more relaxed.
Home now after travelling back home from Spain. So if you've got absolutely any comments about press camps and that kind of thing and what goes on, then please comment in the comment section, and we'll do our best to sort of answer them, because I'm sure you've got lots of questions about sort of how it works and stuff like that. So yeah, fire away. And thanks for everyone who commented on last week's video as well. It's really good to see. I enjoyed reading the comments as ever, and you know, it's nice to see a lot of people with loads of positive ambitions for things that they want to accomplish with their riding in 2018. So I look forward to holding you to account for all those, and hopefully you'll achieve some of your goals. But in terms of the comment I'm going to give the prize to, right, I'm going to give it to Simon Daniels, who writes, "This may be controversial, but this year I'm going to try and ditch all the data. Riding to power and logging miles on Strava is all well and good for those young whippersnappers." I'm imagining he's from Prospect America there. "But I need to rediscover the fun and purity of riding again. Plus, I'm a mammal, middle-aged man in Leek." So he's not from Prospect America. I should have read a bit further. Doesn't matter. Anyway, you're the winner, Simon, of the prize, Bird on a Wire, the book. So simply let us know, get in contact with the email address which is in the description of the video, and we'll sort it out and send your prize over to you. So thanks for that comment. And that comment got me thinking as well, because I don't know if I could give up Strava. It's a bit scary. I think, if sometimes I think if I thought a ride wasn't going to be seen by anyone, then maybe, and I wasn't going to be held to account on Strava, then maybe I wouldn't go out and do it. It's just terrible to admit, but I've admitted it, so it's okay. But yeah, I want to find out from you guys, like, are there times that you wouldn't go on a ride if you thought no one would see it on Strava? If it's not on Strava, it doesn't count. So yeah, could you give up Strava? Let me know in the comment section below, and you'll be in with a chance to win this week's prize, which is pretty cool. Check this out, right? We have got here a BMC Team Musette, but that's not all. I mean, that'd be cool on its own, but that's not all. We've also got a Team Casquette, a cap. There you go. And some replica BMC kit. There's a jersey and some shorts, and also, where is it? A bead-on as well. So you can have any size you like in the jersey and shorts, as long as it's a small. So if you're not a small, then presumably you've got a friend who's a small, who you can give it to for Christmas or birthday, or apparently there's lots of small sized people on eBay as well. So there you go. But to be in with a chance to win this, simply comment on could you give up Strava, and would you go on a bike ride in some cases if it wasn't going to be on Strava. And until then, I'll see you next time for next week's vlog. So cheers, bye.